Listen up, partners. This is Good, Bad, Ugly on World Improv Network.
Good evening, everyone. I am Alex.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Allison.
And we are your astute wind counselors to get you through the week with any daily grind issues you may be experiencing or any problems that you want us to resolve for you whatsoever. Let's get to our first winner. Our first winner is Sammy from Honolulu, Hawaii. And Sammy writes, Dear Win, why are humans such idiots on New Year's Eve? And did you do or see anything idiotic this New Year's Eve yourself?
I didn't see anything, but I think people are idiotic because there's such a heightened desire to like really do something awesome for New Year's Eve.
Like groupthink, like we got to do something cool.
Like, let's go set a house on fire. And I don't think that's a good idea.
No.
Yeah. I think it's because I think everyone deep down really, really hates themselves. And whenever I do anything like the hardest drugs I've ever done, the times I've really been blackout drunk, I start off that night thinking, I hate me. I deserve this. I deserve this pain.
So it's a real cause and effect. You hate yourself. You get blacked out, and then the next day, do you feel like almost like penance, like you just whipped yourself with cat of nine tails because you feel like pain?
Yeah, it's very Da Vinci Code-esque, you know. I suddenly feel like that albino guy, you know.
I just
crying in the mirror. Here's the salt. Pour it in.
I love it. I just go to sleep hating myself. Like I'm just like, oh, you're so horrible. Go to bed.
How do you wake up?
Like 10:30. I wake up with like a renewed sense of hatred for myself. Like fresh sense of hatred. Not like a this is so stale, but I'm like, yes.
Like determination.
You're the worst. Yeah. Yeah.
And so New Year's Eve really doesn't matter, or is it?
No.
No,
it's just kind of like the culmination of all the year's hatred for myself. Just wrapping up into one night. And the earlier I can go to bed, the sooner the pain ends.
That makes sense. That makes total sense.
Yeah, totally.
And then when you go into your little bingers, how long do they last on New Year's Eve?
Honestly, like I did not binge New Year's Eve. I mean, I drank, but I did not nearly have enough alcohol to binge, because I'm poor. Christmas ruined me. So yeah, I just, but when I have gotten in bad situations, you know, blackout drunk where I hate myself, usually it's like I drink like full 8 hours, just not nonstop, wake up at like 4 a.m. like, where am I?
Yeah.
Where's my head?
Well, I'm going to take a little bit of both of you guys. I think that's both very poignant, what you make here about hating yourself. I think a lot of people do go into New Year's Eve. They're really depressed that the years, that they didn't have a great year. So they're going to drink themselves into sorrows or whatever they're going to do. And then it's the combination of a bunch of people.
Yeah.
It basically escalated peer pressure. It's like a universal accepted peer pressure is what New Year's Eve is.
Yeah. You're like, I don't usually drink Red Bull. And then your friends are like, it's New Year's Eve.
Right. And then
Drink
you
it.
chase it with some chai and slam down some vodka.
Yes. And then you're in a lot of trouble.
And that brings out the idiocy. All right. Let's go on to our next winner. And it's Amber from Macon, Georgia. And she writes, Dear Win, what are you most grateful for in 2016? And what was the most disappointing part of 2016? And what are you most looking forward to in 2017? Allison?
I'm the best part of 2016 was that I survived it because a lot of people didn't.
Good point.
So cheers to that.
Yeah, millions die every year.
The most disappointing thing I think was obviously our elections. It's almost like the Broncos losing the Super Bowl and then the commissioner of the NFL coming out and being like, the Super Bowl's over forever and ever. You're never going to see another Super Bowl. That's what it felt like when Donald Trump was elected. That was the most disappointing.
Well, we know where you stand.
Yeah. It was horrible.
What are you most grateful for, though? Or what are you most looking forward to in 2017?
Oh, for 2017? Yeah. I think the legalized marijuana in California. I'm most excited for that.
Is it because all of a sudden a lot of the transplants that came to Colorado are now going to go back to California?
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Dave.
Hey, so what I'm most grateful for in 2016 is this kick butt little Bose speaker that I can use my iPhone with. Okay. That sounded like two advertisements, but I've never had a Bose speaker, and ever since I was like 4, I always wanted one because they have a proprietary blend of speakerness that comes out. And it's just awesome sound.
Where can I get one of those?
Yeah, Dave, tell me.
Amazon.com.
Oh.
That's not an advertisement.
Did
but
they
that's
bring it
what
with a helicopter? Like
they're
a
not
drone?
cheap, but
Oh, cool.
I'll tell you, great sound.
Yeah.
Okay.
What am I most disappointed with? Well, I know the election's been mentioned, and I have to piggyback on that. I actually thought we had a more educated nation than we actually do.
Dave.
Super bummer.
I know, it's just kind of.
Super
But you know what?
bummer.
Hey, and just in defense of hate mail, the president is somewhat of a pawn. You know, one person. I'm sorry, we all have our
Yeah.
own sense of power.
There's people
But
behind them being like,
that's
you
right.
need to do this.
It's
I
right.
control
We're all
you."
going to be fine. I think we're all going to be
Yeah, yeah,
fine. And so, what am I looking for in 2017? To see how our world plays out. And I think people are going to take more personal responsibility to being accountable for their own lives, and that will
Yeah.
just be like the pebble in the pond.
Oh.
So everything's going to be great.
There you
It's gonna
go.
be super.
Nice. That sounded very believable, Dave. You know, I'm going to say, Amber, I'm most grateful for 2016, and that's my father. You know, my father had a horrific motorcycle accident the year before, and his recovery is coming along great, and he defied all the odds to where he is right now. And I'm looking most forward in 2017 for him to continue to progress and you know, get his life back in order the way he always wanted it and the way he had it before. Those are probably the two most things I'm grateful for and looking forward to. My most disappointing part about 2016, I didn't realize this, and this really hurt me, but I was watching the Win World Local News, and one of my favorite companies on the whole planet is Starbucks.
Yeah.
And I found out they're just a front for Scientology.
I don't believe it.
Can you believe that?
I just don't believe it.
Howard Schultz, Dave Miscavige are butt buddies. They play golf
What?
together. I couldn't. Oh man, I couldn't
They're
believe
Well, their
it.
books are so expensive. The book, like at Starbucks, is
But their
$10,000
coffee's
bucks.
so cheap.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Right.
I'm gonna stick with the coffee. Stay away
Balances
from
out.
the
And,
book.
and here's the thing, I would pay $10,000 for any book that Starbucks would sell me. But when I
Yeah.
found out it was Scientology,
You're
I felt
skeptical.
I'm a little skeptical, and I felt betrayed. And that right there is by far, hands down, the biggest disappointment of 2016, Amber. All right, let's go on to Reggie from Aurora, Colorado. And Reggie writes, Dear Win, what do you think of the U.S. just issuing the first ever intersex birth certificate to a 55-year-old dual-sex woman? That's interesting because I was watching Talking Points as well.
Yeah.
And they had an awesome couple. It was pretty cool. He had this guy had like a Dumbo / pelican chin ear thing,
Right.
and another girl who was really hot, and she was like 23, but she identified herself as 89.
Right.
So it was like, I think it was called trans age and trans disability or
Yeah.
something. So when I heard about this, when Reggie sent this one in about, intersex birth certificate for the first time the U.S. government issued to a 55-year-old, I had to see what the heck that was all about. And it's a pretty interesting story.
It's really
You
cool.
want to know what the story is?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's something like this. The 55-year-old person here has been petitioning the U.S. government for a long time to change her birth certificate. I think she's a female.
Right.
And she wants to be known as intersex because she always identified herself as kind of a man or
Sure.
almost hermaphroditic, somewhere in between.
Right.
And finally, after years and years and years, she got a new birth certificate at the age of 55 and is now considered intersex and is the first one ever.
That's like very progressive. Good on us. Let's pat ourselves on the back.
You know?
Because
Yeah.
really, it doesn't matter much. I mean, it matters to that person. It
Right.
doesn't really matter to anybody else. Like, let people identify how they identify, right? If it makes them feel like they're true to themselves, cheers to that.
All right.
Because I just lie to myself every day.
Well, there you go. So now you
Yeah.
wouldn't have to lie to yourself anymore. So you no longer have to say I'm a female when you hit a checkbox. But I guess it's going to be some time till it changes.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll ever put an intersex checkbox,
They better.
Yeah.
They need to get on board.
Clearly. Danny, what do you think about a 55-year-old woman getting intersex birth
Yeah.
certificate?
I think it's good. I mean, obviously, I'm all for it. I mean, she's 55. I mean,
Yeah.
could have happened 55 years ago, or when she was
Yeah.
maybe 15, 16, whenever she decided.
Yep.
But, yep.
Small moves.
Well,
Small moves.
and people that have they're born agains too. Maybe she's
Yeah.
a born again person.
She is. And
Huh.
I just think it's like, I know there's no power in labels. It shouldn't matter what's on your birth certificate. It shouldn't matter what's on your license, but that's easier said than done in real life. So
Yeah.
good on us.
Well,
I
there you go.
guess.
We got something that's going to be interesting in 2017. We'll see where that goes. We got one more quick one here, and it's going to be Marek from Bratislava, Slovakia writes, Dear Win, do you have any Denver slang that we can share with my friends and I for 2016? Dave, any Denver slang?
I think it's how you say Colorado.
Oh, how do you say it?
I say Colorado, but people who aren't from here say Colorado.
Oh,
Colorado. It's technically Colorado is pronounced that auto sound.
Not.
But if you're from Colorado, you say Colorado.
Is
I'm
that-
from
Colorado.
Colorado. It's Colorado.
Now,
Colorado.
is that Denver? Like, would they say it different in the Western Slope or down south than they would here? Because, I mean, Mark, who's from Bratislava, Slovakia, you want to teach him the right slang, the right way to pronounce this.
Just come to Colorado and say Colorado. People think you're a native. You will get treated like gold.
So come to Colorado and say it over and over and over
Yeah,
again.
just-
Colorado.
Colorado.
Colorado. Colorado.
That A sounds real.
Colorado.
But you're a native. Any Denver slang at all? Something that you heard here, but not in California, New York, somewhere else?
I think it's a slang. I don't know. I don't know if it's a Denver slang or just a family slang. But Dad, the dispensary, we call it the dis. I'm
dis?
going by the dis.
Hey, that sounds good. Believable to me since
and-
Colorado was the first.
Yeah.
Colorado.
Pop.
Uh-huh.
Say
See,
pop.
you're
Don't
thinking
say
about it.
soda.
Pop.
Say
Okay.
pop.
Pop.
There you go. That's it. Mark, it is pop and it is the what? The dis?
The dis.
The
Like,
dis.
oh, I'm going to the dis.
I'm
where
not
you pick
dissing
up
you,
weed.
but we're
Yeah.
going to the dis.
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah.
there's your
Going to
Denver
the
slang.
dis in Colorado and have some pop.
Yeah, gonna smoke some dope.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to give you one more little piece of inspiration, get you to the rest of the week, known as Horoscope Corner.
Love, fortune, status. Let us do your astrological chart. Horoscope Corner on World Improv Network.
Hey, Capricorn, this is your month and this is your year. 2017 is going to be the year of Capricorn. Your finances are looking good. Your love life, you might want to hold off on that, but go for those dreams because 2017 is the year of Capricorn's dreams. Hey, join us for the World Improv Network on AM 1340, FM 104.7, on Facebook at World Improv Network, Twitter at World Improv Net. You can catch us on YouTube at World Improv Network, iTunes or Google Play Podcast at World Improv Network.
Thanks for listening to Win on Mile High Sports Radio. Don't forget to be a winner and interact with the cast by sending your suggestions or questions for each show segment throughout the week by hitting them up on Facebook at World Improv Network, on Twitter at World Improv Net, or by calling into the Mile High Sports Radio studio line on Sundays before or during the show. See you next week.